And we're good. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm loving the red. I'm loving your fun art.
Thank
This is all
you.
going great for you.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
loving, I'm like spying on your books and like trying to
Oh
figure
my
out
God.
which books you're reading.
Don't it looked, I didn't notice all the weird gaps in here until I started doing this. And now I'm just like, make that taller, make this shorter. I'm not, we've all got those friends who are crazy good at like interior design and it's not me.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
not me.
It's taken about 10 Zoom videos in like different rooms for me to figure out what works best. So yeah, I get
That
it.
light is perfect. I'm sure that you have a
Thank you.
different spot for your 4 o'clock Zooms, but like this is crushing for you right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so for those that don't know, tell them about Love Guarantee. Tell them how you came up with the idea. Tell them about Susan.
Sure, absolutely. Where to start? I feel really, I am so lucky. I've been so lucky throughout this whole process with the movie. The concept for it sort of came to me all at once. I heard about a false advertising lawsuit that was pretty intriguing to me that some people won. And I thought to myself, what would be a cool romantic comedy way to spin an interesting legal case into a love story? And I thought to myself, it would technically be false advertising if one of these dating sites who charged for their services went out on a very foolish limb and guaranteed that you would meet the love of your life. Because the word guarantee, as we all know, is legally binding. So I thought, well, there's got to be a lawyer. And I think it would be more interesting if the male character is the one who is more, who feels more burned by love. I thought that was just a more interesting take. And so the whole movie sort of came to me at once. I brought the idea to my manager, and we went on to meet with the incredible team of Elizabeth Hackett and Hilary Gallinoy, who people who love the genre will be familiar with their work from Falling in Love and both of their excellent Twitter accounts. I had already been a fan. I couldn't even believe that they wanted to work with me. And they were excited about the concept. And they went on to completely round out the world, write every wonderful line in the movie, and just deliver such a great product, in treatment form even, that Netflix bit on. And we were filming the movie probably 8.5 months later. It was absolutely the most smooth process I could ever imagine. I'm positive it will never happen to me again, but in the meantime, I'm incredibly grateful.
Oh. And so, what did you like best about playing Susan?
Let me see. I think the best part about Susan as a character is the same thing that's my favorite thing about the whole damn movie, which is the dialogue. I live for great banter in a movie. What can I say? I'm the biggest rom-com nerd you could ever want to meet. And getting to feel like you can say the most clever thing at the right moment and only because someone else has written it for you, ooh, it's just a good feeling.
And you had the most adorable chemistry with Damon. I
Thank
love you two
you.
together. So tell
Oh,
me about how you crafted that dynamic and about
oh
working
my
with him.
God. I love that human. I don't know what to tell you. Damon is one of the most dimensional and wonderfully strange people I've ever worked with. He is so deeply silly and also so intelligent at exactly the same moment of every day that it's kind of mind-boggling.
My
He
best,
loves some of the most juvenile humor you've ever seen, and he can tell you facts about ancient civilizations or subspecies of insects with the very best of them.
oh my gosh,
Yeah,
the best kind of person.
I love him.
Do you have a favorite moment or scene to shoot?
Let me see. I can't, I can't think of a scene that wasn't fun to shoot because we had such an incredible cast. I still can't believe we got Heather Graham to do the movie. Jed Reese, Caitlin Howden, Elisa Drupp, Sean Ansing. Oh my God, I could go on and on about the incredible cast. My friend Candace McClure did this for us. I will owe her forever. But I can tell you what our least favorite scene was. That's a clear answer there.
Yes.
The director thought it would be hilarious for Damon and I to sing the sort of title track of the movie as a lullaby, in lullaby form, to my nephew in the movie who we're trying to get to go to sleep.
Right.
So Mark, who clearly, being a prepared director, has not done his homework in this moment and does not realize that Damon and I are not singers. We are decent actors and humans. We can probably even both dance a little, but we cannot sing. We warn him of this. I said, Damon, you're going to be carrying us. You got this. You cannot sing. And I said, can you? And he goes, not even in the shower. And I thought, we are screwed. But we tried it anyway, and we are both just freaking mad dogging the director, and between takes just like, we love you, but we freaking hate you right now. We were so bad, it was not in the movie. Put it that way.
At least we make you sing Tiffany.
We did our best, we really did. And sometimes your best isn't good enough. That's the moral of that story.
And so some people may not know, but you're an amazing producer. You produced several films. You produced this film. So tell me about some of the moments you're most proud of producing.
Oh my God, thank you so much for asking. It always makes me feel fancy when people call me a producer, to be honest with you, because there's so many definitions of what that means. So let me be clear. I didn't rent the cranes. If it rained and we lose where we park the trucks, nobody calls me, all right? That's just what happens. But my favorite producing moments always exist in casting, if I'm honest, because those are the moments that, as just plain actor, if you will, that I'm not privy to. So I love being in on casting calls more than anything in life. That is my favorite part. But also just thinking about what I want to speak about, you know, like finding where my interests lie, sort of putting all of these things into a cup, if you will, and sort of like shaking it and throwing the bones and just going, oh, there's a story. Like that is the coolest part of producing to me. And I love it. I hope to do a lot more.
Is there a casting person that you're most proud of bringing them in?
Ooh, I think I mentioned her name a second ago. I feel so lucky that Candace McClure wanted to do this movie. She and I, this is the second time I've called her up and said, hi, do you want to work for no money? And she has said yes. So I owe her big time. Not none, let's be fair. It's just her quote's higher than what we could afford at the time. She's incredible. She plays Damon's ex and the one who sort of sends him on this quest. And the part is really difficult because the character read as tremendously Sphinx-like and unsympathetic, and somehow the depth of who Candace is just as a human and the nature that she gave the character of being someone who was simply in a time of transition, just all completely reads. She made something work in person that didn't necessarily work on the page. And yeah, I owe her big for that. So that was one of my top casting moments for this one.
Aww. And so we were just saying recently that you've got 2 kids, you're homeschooling, you're producing, you're acting, you're doing the press tour. How do you do it all? Like, what are your secrets?
Leora?
Start spilling. We all need to know.
How am I doing it all?
Yes.
With mixed results. That's all I can say. I'm doing my best. I don't know. I think it's tough. You tell yourself that you will feel like you're crushing it if you could just narrow it down to one thing. And that's just not even true. Someone who has become very important to me in recent months, he's a very nice guy who I've kind of been seeing, but anyway, he told me something that really has been resonating with me, which is don't beat yourself up when you fail, just budget for it. Just accept that if you do pretty darn good 80% of the time and you expect to fail 20, that's perfectly good ratio. Just don't be surprised when that 20% comes. You plan for it.
Okay, so can I ask about this special someone?
Sure.
How did
I
you
brought
two
it up.
meet?
It's my own fault. I'm not going to ask that. It's fine.
I don't want to ask anything too personal.
No,
So what do you two bond over? What's your story? Where did you meet?
We met, a mutual friend actually introduced us. Our shared friend is Judy Greer, who's an actress.
Oh, I love her.
And I was talking to her and our other friend Monica at a party, and I was complaining to them about whatever online disaster date I had recently been on. And Judy said, well, when you're ready to meet someone nice, you should meet Kevin. And Monica said, ooh, Kevin. I was like, all right, I'm sure your friend is great, but that seems like a lot of pressure. You know, like, what if he doesn't like me and he feels bad and that I don't like him? Or I don't know. It just seems like a lot, you guys. I don't know. And so I went on 3 more disastrous dates, and I went, introduce me to nice Kevin. Bring him to me. I will take the risk. And they were right. They were right. He's amazing. He's just one of the kindest, most lovely humans. I'm buying what he's selling. I just think he's tremendous.
Aww, it's adorable. So I know your kids are super young now, but when they come to the right age, what would you tell them about dating? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, what's funny is that right now, what time is it? Okay. At 12:30, my son had a scheduled FaceTime with this girl, with this very, and I mean very young lady. They're both 5.
Right.
Who I think he kind of fancies. And man, I bet I could learn a lot from my kids about how you quasi date / relate to people, because they're just so candid about what they want and what they need and what they like and what they don't like. And I bet that if we were all a little bit more like our 5-year-old selves, it could go a lot better.
I totally don't remember being 5, but I wish I was that person again.
I thought you were great.
Yeah, I was looking back and I'm like, it's been 20 plus years since she's all that. I'm like, oh my God, I was in university. Like,
yes.
It's crazy.
That's so cool.
What are some of your favorite memories from Josie and the Pussycats, from She's All That? What do you remember from that time?
I remember it being an absolutely enchanted time. There were just a million adventures to be had. I feel like I had some incredible opportunities then and still now. I feel grateful to still be in the business. I really didn't know what would become of me after, I hit 30. Everyone sort of worries about being a woman, not everyone. Women in this business, yeah. All of us in one way or another worry about coming of age in the industry. And I still have to push down those fears, but what do I think when I think back on those times? I remember thinking acting is fun. I don't know why people think it's so hard. And you can tell by my work, because I feel like I was okay. I think I was mostly there to have a great time, and that probably showed. But let me see. But in terms of what about specific memories? I mean, there are a million. I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you a crazy coincidence that happened.
Okay.
I was filming Josie and the Pussycats in October of 2000 when I turned 20. I remember because there was just like a lot of things that were sort of like lined up about that. And when I was turning 40 in, let me see, well, no, it would have been end of 20. I don't know. Oh my God, I'm ruining this story. You're going to have to cut this part out. Okay, so basically, I ran into Gabriel Mann, who played Alan M. in Josie and the Pussycats, exactly 20 years to the week from filming Josie and the Pussycats with him at the same hotel, exactly 20 years later when I was filming Love Guaranteed. So I feel like there's something a little bit enchanted about that fact, and I still can't believe it. The thing that I love the most about having, grown up in the industry is just the friendships that I've that I've made and still have to this day. That's the best part.
So you're doing a lot. What have you been watching lately? What have you been reading lately? What's going on?
Let me see. I think part of what drew me to the subject matter for this movie and with my content viewing is, I don't know, I wouldn't, there's no fancy or highbrow way of putting it. I like to chalk it up to just my fascination with people, but I am very into dating shows and the world of dating because I just think they show our deepest desires and insecurities they show them shining under the brightest light, and that's just always going to be great viewing to me. I am binging 90 Day Fiance. I am binging Indian matchmaking. I am binging Love Is Blind. What is wrong with me? I think is another good question.
They're always trending, so it's not just you. Like,
okay, good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
They're always like number 1 or number 2. Like we don't admit that we watch them, but we all watch them. Like,
right?
Yes.
Oh my God. I always want a front row seat to I always want a front row seat to watch people make terrible life choices. That is my favorite kind of entertainment.
It kind of makes you feel good about yourself.
Tremendous.
I mean, for me, yes. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your talent and your art.
I really appreciate it, Laura. And again, I'm so sorry I was late.
Yeah,
and
no
if there's anything we can do for you guys, please reach out.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Thanks, Leora.